Hello, operators. Whether you're tier 1 or tier none, you're welcome here. I was the white motorcycle policeman.
Because I enjoy helping people. I've always been that one that people came to spill their guts to, even if they knew me or not. And I was like, okay, I kind of dig this. They kept telling me like, hey, you should totally, you should apply. And I'm like, apply? Like, I'm a suburban kid that has no life skills. I still live with my mom. I just graduated from college. Like, I don't know anything about life. They're not going to want me. And they're like, trust me, you should apply. I apply in April of 2003, and shortly after my 24th birthday in October of 2003, I get a call offering me a job. And I was like, are you for real? Like, you want me? Like, I don't know anything, right? And they're like, this is Lindsay McCall, right? And I'm like, yeah. They said, we're offering you a job. And I was like, this is the best birthday present ever. That was my first full-time job.
Outstanding.
And so I got into it. Academy was 20 weeks. It was the hardest, most challenging thing mentally and physically I've ever done in my life because although I have an athletic build, maybe not now after 2 kids, but it's under there.
Yes.
I never played sports. So Academy was very physical for me. I would come in most mornings like, why am I here? Like, whose decision was this to do? This is crazy. And I graduated. I get out on the street. I had some phenomenal training officers. They were older and more settled.
And you're still close to a lot of those folks.
I am. Some of them came out here after my incident. We'll get into in a little bit. But so very close knit group of people, and so I learned a lot quick. I worked in District 1, which was our smallest district, but our busiest district. So I got a lot of experience in a short amount of time. And then I was in patrol most of the time I was there. I did a short stint in narcotics and vice, just a little bit over a year in that unit before coming back to patrol and then moving out here to Arizona.
Say the name of that office. I just love the way you say it.
What?
That sheriff's office. Say it.
Gwinnett County Police Department.
I'm sorry.
Gwinnett.
Gwinnett County Police Department.
Yes.
Y'all kicked ass, didn't you?
Yes, and I miss it sometimes.
And I know because I'm going to lead it. I may or may not. I'm going to hold that story over to you about kicking ass, but I'm going to hold that over.
Okay.
So you're there. Mm-hmm. You're doing a great job. Mm-hmm. And then you got lured somehow to my neighborhood.
By my cousin. My cousin was living out here in Arizona, and he's like, hey, you should come check it out. Because I was kind of looking for a change. And I was like, I don't want to come to the desert. It is dry. It is brown. And about that time, I said, I'm not too sure if y'all observe Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and I come from the land of MLK, and that is highly disrespectful. So I said, I don't know that this state is for me. So he kept on me, and I came out to visit him. And it was in April, and it was actually cool that April. I had to buy a long sleeve shirt because I didn't bring any with me because I was told. Like,
this is how we get you, folks.
Yeah.
This is how we hook you into moving to Arizona.
I was told, like, oh, it'll be fine because it's like living on the surface of the sun in Arizona. It's so hot. So I get out here, and I liked it. I liked the setup. I liked the grid system, which is super easy because, back in the South, like, nothing is straight, and you use landmarks to get to where you need to go.
In Atlanta, what is it? Go turn by the big chicken.
I was about to say that.
Oh, see, we are. Turn by the big chicken.
I was totally about to say that. Turn left by the big chicken in Marietta.
And if you've ever been to Georgia, you'll know that story because you'll be driving along, and you know what you're going to see?
That's right.
A big chicken.
Make a left at the Varsity downtown Atlanta.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I get out here and I liked it, and I said, okay, the weather seemed nice. It seems like you can be active.
Were you married at this time?
No, I was not.
Okay.
We actually had just started dating.
Was he in Atlanta? Was he in Georgia too?
We met in Georgia, and I told him my plans of moving, and I said, I'm moving. I don't like you enough to stay. So we have to figure this out. And he basically told me, because we'd known each other for some time. We met on the job. He was the loss prevention guy at the Target that was in my area. So we'd known each other for years before we started dating. And basically he told me, he's like, well, I'm not going to let you get away again. So I'm just going to come with you. And something said, okay. And then I heard myself say that. And I was like, why did you say that? Like, that's not how you operate. And so, he came, and we're married now. We have 2 beautiful kids. We just celebrated our 8th wedding anniversary in September.
Happy anniversary.
And thank you. And so, I come out here, and my cousin has a friend who does security for a lot of celebrities and stuff. So he knew police officers in the area. He suggested Paradise Valley.
Paradise Valley, if you watch my Instagram, every post I make is
Yeah.
from the town of Paradise Valley, whether I'm there or not.
Which is actually where you and I met.
And I'm going to tell that story if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
So in case you haven't gathered, for those of you just listening to the audio portion of the podcast, Lindsay identifies as an African American. Would that be correct?
Black is fine.
Black, okay,
Yeah,
black is
'cause
fine.
I was born in the United States.
Oh God, I love you. I love you even more.
I'm fine with you.
So the town of Paradise Valley, as most of you know, I volunteered with our sheriff's office here, not compensated, not sworn. Okay, I got to make real clear about that. And we had a shared police car that we kept at the town of Paradise Valley police station. And you had not been here very long.
No.
So about 3 in the morning, as a volunteer, you wear the same uniform. So I'm wearing the sheriff's office uniform. And I get to the city hall, to the police station. I park the car in the back, and you take the keys into the big board. And as I'm going in, there's Lindsay with the most perfect posture at 3 in the morning I have ever seen. And she has taken a typing class, y'all. She is, see, there it is, the South coming out, y'all. She's typing, and she's not looking at the keyboard. She's looking at her notes. And she looks over at me. Now, mind you, you've heard me say it before, and I'm probably going to get hit. Boys in blue, men in tan. But she looked over me, and she didn't skip a beat, and she looked me up and down and said, "Excuse me, are you lost?" And I looked right back at her, and I said, "I could ask you the same thing." Because I think you were the first black female peace officer the town of Paradise Valley ever had.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And she used some words she came back, "Oh, no, you didn't." And we've been friends ever since.
Yes.
Fast forward, I'm going to tell the Martin Luther King story. She mentioned how important MLK was to her.
Yeah.
In the town of Paradise Valley, and I love the place, so the Martin Luther King event is put on by the Baha'i faith, which is mostly Iranian. I can't explain it, but they put on a great event. So being the retired person that I was at the time, the sheriff said, "Can you go?" And I said, "Absolutely, I'll go." So I get there, and they have little place settings for us, and being big, they put me on the aisle because they don't want me climbing. Because if I have to climb over you, it's not going to be pretty for people on either side of me.
Stop.
So I'm there, and the room is maybe a quarter to half full, and in from the city hall side comes Officer Long, and before she gets within 10 feet of me, she goes, "Are you kidding me?" The only person the sheriff had to send was the old white man shaped like a pear.
I did not see he was shaped like a
Well, I like a good story, and with the fact, don't let okay.
Okay, I'll leave it
but
alone.
she said
It's entertaining.
The best he could say was an old white, and she came and sat down, and did that young man come from Gwinnett too?
Nigel?
Nigel.
No, he's actually from Memphis, Tennessee, and he's a sergeant there now.
Because Nigel, a black officer, somehow got stuck between Lindsay and I. Now, Lindsay and I don't have an inside voice.
No, we don't.
And he tried to disappear in that chair because he didn't know me from Adam. And, at my age in the uniform, you got to think I'm some kind of command staff. I was what I hear. And he's shrinking because she's talking crazy, and I'm talking crazy back, and he's just waiting for the program to start. So and we've had probably 30 encounters like that over the years where it's just fun.
Yeah.
Oh, one more while I got you on the spot. St. Patrick's Day, folks. DUI task force
Task
are
force,
done
yeah.
all over the valley. And as a volunteer, you don't stop anybody. You transport someone who's been detained or arrested under the suspicion of drunk driving. I like a place in the city she now works, Tempe. It's convenient for me to get to if a motorcycle policeman stops somebody or they make an arrest. Rural and Lemon.
Yes.
It just so happens that the freshman dormitories are on that street. So I would take my car and pull down there and park. I would get a text. "Are you in my city? Are you by the school?" And I knew I had to answer her because look at her. She's tough.
Stop it.
So she would come there and she would call me an old man and say, "You need to move on. Don't be around these young kids like that."
They're crazy down there.
So they are crazy down there.
They're
And I don't
fun. They're fun, but they have more energy than me. That's
And
for
I don't know
sure.
how you put up with them. So on St. Patrick's Day, she decided to say, "Pinch him, y'all. He doesn't have any green on." Unbeknownst to her, there's a fine line of green around that sheriff's patch.
Dang it.
I pointed it out to those kids, and I don't know if they were sorority sisters or what they were,
remember.
but I got about 30 girls. I said, "Get her, pinch her." And she started to back up and she said, the best command presence, best police voice you ever heard from the bottom of her feet. I'm a policewoman. Do not come near me.
Something that I mentioned that I feel is very important at an organization is if you're going to recruit a certain demographic, male, female, across, the race spectrum, you have to have policies in place that protect those people that you're trying to recruit.